In this video, I'll give you my 2 cents on why all modern online games suck for some of us, including me. Availability of information is a good thing. Still, it can have downsides. Here's an example. Let's say you want to buy a game and you had to check out the reviews. Let's be honest, where do most of us go? To the negative section. Let us say someone reviews the game negatively because they encountered a bug specific to their PC. Well, I'd get angry reading that, even though I'd never encountered that bug myself. That would already impact my impression of the game. Let's assume the game has 90% positive reviews and 10% negative reviews. A good ratio. It is still very easy to let the 10% ruin the impression of the game. And even generally speaking, availability of negative information, forums, video platforms, etc., and over-concentration on that information can cause one to become completely disinterested in the game, even if they would have liked the game and they played it without any preconceptions. I started playing games 17 years ago. While there are many benefits to that, I got accustomed to technology, I can now use my PC, and most of all, I can play games well. One downside is that I've exhausted most of the novelty that your typical games possess. I can enjoy some pleasant novelty, and for many of us, it's an experience to look back at. Think how many stories and memories there are of a person doing something for the first time. And because of that, no average game is truly going to be a full blast novel experience like it would be for a younger me. There is also an upside that's meshed with a downside, is that I have lots of experiences I can look back on fondly. Good old gaming days. Yet, reminiscing about that and comparing current games to my memories will only serve to diminish the enjoyment I could have. Because of these comparisons and the lack of pristine novelty, it will all seem worse than it used to be. A major aspect of online gaming is playing with your friends. Because you know each other, you can chill and joke around on the call. It creates a completely different vibe from playing with randoms.
You're just gonna let the enemy spotlight take my fucking run when they're taking!
That's why I think playing solo will never compare to playing with your friends. That's a problem for me specifically because lots of my good friends have moved on. They now have a relationship, a job, or they're studying. As for those of them that still play, somewhere along the way our gaming tastes went in different directions. Now we're stuck, unwilling to try out new games that could be fun, instead favoring old ones that we enjoy. All of that combined with the fact that it's hard to find new friends, and I end up missing one of the most fun sides of online gaming. I'll start this point with an example. Let's say there's a good game that's been out for 2 years. It seems you'd enjoy playing that game, but think about it. It's been 2 years since its release. You've missed the early goofy days of the game, and people have figured out the meta. To add to that, you missed all of the temporary exclusive content if there ever was any. Now you'll have to catch up to everyone. There's also almost nothing new to figure out since the meta is established, and even then, since you missed the temporary content, you'll never have the rare items that you might have wanted. You'll never have the prestige that the veterans do. Think about it. Is it worth getting into the game now, since you've missed out on so much? I like to hard commit to games, spending time on the game consistently throughout months and years. Here's the problem, I always have that in the back of my mind. And that will lead me to questioning every game I come across. Is the balance in the game good enough for me to enjoy it in the long run? Is the content, and especially endgame content, fun enough for a committed player? Are the systems in the game enjoyable, or would they only serve to cause frustrations for a veteran player?
Oh no, don't you fucking die on me! What? Whoa! Shit!
All of these criteria, along with a mindset aimed at becoming a long-standing player, deter me from attempting to play a game I'm not sure will satisfy said criteria. I have to know a lot about the game and be sure all of it is up to date and true to commit to the game. All of this makes it harder to start playing a new game and even harder to stick to it or enjoy it once I over-concentrate on the smallest balance or content flaws. I also want to add a bit to the previous point. If I want to commit to the game and I see that it's in a good state, I also need to be able to trust the devs to take the game in a good direction, to listen to the feedback that the players give, and to take into account a lot of things.
Emotional damage!
I also need to know that the greedy shareholders aren't gonna ruin it all, like they usually do. I think that community of online games can be incredibly important in either increasing or diminishing an individual player's experience. Easiest examples are MOBA games. Ever played League of Legends or Dota in recent years? You'll know precisely what I'm talking about. The unlimited rage that some players can experience by encountering the smallest of obstacles can be a factor that you would not want to deal with. Personally, that's why I dislike playing certain games. I don't enjoy babysitting angry people. If I did enjoy that, however, I'd rather go work as a nanny or something. So I'd say in general, game communities are good for seeing general trends of what people do in a certain game. And it can also sometimes be an upside, but generally speaking, for me, it oftentimes serves as more of a deterrent to not play a certain game. I hate cheaters, plain and simple. I think nothing ruins an enjoyable match like a person coming in headshotting everyone while spinning. Here's what's worse. Most cheaters try to hide the fact that they're cheating. They don't want to be banned. And now every time you get killed in a slightly suspicious way, a doubt creeps in. Was I just killed by a skilled player, or was that another cheater? That doubt alone can be incredibly demotivating. For one, I don't want to play a game if I know I'll be faced with cheaters on a constant, because I like fair competition. One of the main reasons I stopped playing CSGO is just brimming with cheaters. Also, most shooters are, to a lesser degree, but still are, full of cheaters. My biggest reasons for why I don't like playing shooters anymore. This video is a list of potential problems that could keep a person from enjoying new games. And a major thing to note is that all of these problems in this list can be solved on a personal level. Don't like certain games? Find the ones you do. Don't have friends? Find some. Although this step is a tiny bit harder. Paying too much attention to the negatives? Stop fitting into the cycle. It's easier said than done, but there are solutions. In conclusion, it's not that all the new online games suck, but it's that over time we can develop mental constructions that in turn can diminish the enjoyment we get from gaming. I think there are lots of good games out there, but these mental roadblocks keep me at bay, and I'm personally fine with that. I think all of these are good reasons not to get into a new online game. Thank you for watching, don't forget to like, dislike, comment, subscribe, and I'll see ya.